Welcome back, friends. Today is a beautiful fall day here in North Texas. I got my kids coming over, my grandbaby, a couple other friends, and I think I'm gonna smoke up a bunch of chicken. So it's a little windy. Hope we don't get too much wind noise here, but let me show you what we're gonna do. Today we are going to use the Weber Smokey Mountain Smoker because I got so much chicken, I'm not gonna be able to do it on my big green egg. Got our charcoal all ready to go here, and I know somebody's gonna comment about this, so let's just address it right now. This is not really what you want. That's more like charcoal chips rather than lump charcoal, but hey, that's Royal Oak, and that'll be the last bag of that crap I buy. They didn't have any B&B, so I grabbed some of that. I thought I'd try it, but I just don't care for it much at all. But this is going to be a relatively short smoke, about 2 hours at 275 for the chicken, so I think it'll be okay for this. But that's the last of that for me. Got the charcoal chimney going, we've got the chicken brining. It's going to be about a 6-hour soak on that chicken, and I'm going to show you what I use in my brine and how we get this stuff ready to cook, so let's get after it. As far as my brine is concerned, it's a pretty simple recipe. I start off with 2 quarts of warm water, and the reason I use warm water is because the salt and the brown sugar dissolve a lot better in warm water than cold water. I get 6 ounces of the low sodium soy sauce. We tried it with regular soy sauce and everything tasted a little too salty, so we went to the low sodium. That seemed to help things a lot better. 1 tablespoon of kosher salt, 4 tablespoons of brown sugar, 2 ounces of Italian olive oil, and then I'll throw in 2 or 3 cloves of crushed garlic. Get all that mixed up really good, pour it in a container here. If you're only going to use a little bit of chicken, then you can use a 1-gallon Ziploc freezer bag. That'll be fine. Once we get everything in there, after a couple hours of soaking, I'll come back with my tongs and I'll just move this chicken all around just to make sure that everything is getting coated properly, that, you know, one big breast isn't laying on top of another one. I know there's a joke in there somewhere probably, but just to make sure everything gets this brine all the way around. You want to make sure these things are completely submerged. Now, if you only have 2 hours, 2 hours is fine. That's better than nothing, and you'll notice a huge difference between a 2-hour brine and chicken that's not brined at all. You can go up to overnight if you want. This particular cook today is going to be about a 6-hour brine, and I think it is going to be super awesome. Now, these breasts that we have, they were pretty thick, pretty big, so what I did is I used this sadistic looking tenderizing bed of nails thing, and these things work really good. And you just smash the chicken both sides, it perforates it with this, and it helps that brine get into those breasts, and that's what you're really looking for. You're looking for a juicy, moist, tasty chicken breast when you're done. So let's let these continue on for another couple hours, and then we'll get them on the grill. Okay, it's been about 6 hours on our chicken. We've got it out of the brine. I don't rinse my meat after the brining. I just pat it dry, and that seems to work pretty good for me. Next thing I'm going to do is get some rub on these things, and what we're going to be using is the Holy Gospel from Meat Church BBQ down in Waxahachie. You may have seen these guys on TV. Check out their website. They got all sorts of barbecue supplies and all sorts of rubs. I've tried this on chicken before. I like it really well. I've also tried it on ribs. Didn't like it quite as much, but as far as poultry goes, the Holy Gospel from Meat Church, pretty sweet stuff. So what I'm going to do is we are going to coat these fairly well, and we're going to do both sides while our smoker is coming up to temperature. We're going to do 275, and it's probably going to be about 2 hours. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to be checking them with a instant read thermometer out there, and we're looking for 165 on the breast, 175 on the dark meat. And when the breast gets to about 155, somewhere right around there, I'm going to sauce them with some of my favorite sauce, which happens to be Blues Hog. You may have seen that too. You can find it on the internet, or you can find it at some of the I already did that one, or you can find it at some of your barbecue places, or I also saw some at Ace Hardware. So check it out. But try the barbecue sauce of your liking. If you want to just get something from the store, Sweet Baby Ray's original, I kind of like that too. So we're going to get all these rubbed up here, and then we're going to get them on the smoker. So let's get some meat on the racks. Now I know from experience that this lower rack cooks a little hotter, or the upper rack cooks a little hotter. So I'm going to put the breast on the lower rack. Man, these have been sitting for about 30 minutes. They just look beautiful. The rub is really kind of soaked in there. So since the top rack cooks a little hotter, we'll put the dark meat up there. This is going to cook a little longer. And we're going to come back and check on them. I don't know, hour and a half or so, monitor our temperature. And we'll be temping those breasts. That's really what I'm worried about. Don't want to overcook those. Nothing like dry meat. So let me get the rest of the stuff on here, and we'll come back and check on them in a bit. Oh yeah, look at those. One miscalculation we made is we're losing daylight. Daylight savings time switched over last night, and so it's getting darker earlier. Oh yeah, this will be perfect. We're going to start saucing these now. We're going to be using Blues Hog, and this is some really good stuff. I've warmed some up here, thinned out. Don't want to put just a whole lot on there, just enough, and then we're going to let this glaze over for about another 10 minutes, and these should be just about done. So let me get the other sides done, and we'll let them cook for a little bit longer. Okay, we let them sauce here for about, I should say we let the sauce sit on here now for about 10 minutes. Oh, that looks great. I think we're going to take those off, take them inside, and let's have a little chicken. Just look at that. That is some brined smoked goodness there on the Weber Smokey Mountain. We threw a couple chips of cherry wood in there for our smoke, and let's just take a look. And let's get a taste. Oh yeah, I think that's going to be just what we want. Oh man, you can taste that rub. Man. Oh yeah, that Meat Church rub is good. That Blues Hog, really nice. Of course, an airplane comes over just as I'm cutting the meat here. But I gotta tell you, if you hadn't been brining your chicken when you're smoking it, or even barbecuing, you're really missing out. This is definitely the way to go. So, check out my recipe, follow along, make some changes to it, make it your own. But I think if you follow this just the way we did it here, you'll have some kick-ass chicken on your Weber Smokey Mountain. So until next time, you guys be safe. We hope to see you down the road. Adios. I'll have some more chicken, by God. Woo!